Self-awareness as someone with ADHD is incredibly important, and that's part of the problem. As someone with ADHD, self-awareness is one of the greatest tools in my toolbox for managing myself, but let's be honest, that's kind of part of the issue here. So let's talk about a few of the things that can help. For a long time, I just used to tell people, building self-awareness is what you need to do. If you want to manage your ADHD better, you've got to build self-awareness, because that was really a big piece of what I did to learn how to manage myself. But the more I've learned about ADHD, the more I've realized that I kind of got lucky with building my own self-awareness, because it's really just truly not that easy the way our brains are built. And it's definitely something a lot of people struggle with. So let's break down 3 of the top keys that will help increase your self-awareness so you can actually manage your ADHD better and turn it into the superpower that it is. The very first key, the most important, is that ADHD is a muscle. It's a skill set. You're gonna have to build it. So stop beating yourself up for not being perfect at this right off the bat. You're gonna have to work on this over time. You wouldn't be mad at yourself for walking into the gym the first time and not being able to move the 100-pound weight. Well, maybe you would, but you probably wouldn't be mad at yourself for that one, especially if you've never been to the gym before. No, if you decided you really wanted to move the 100-pound weight, you would figure out a way to start showing up consistently to the gym, to work out, to get yourself up to moving that 100-pound weight. So treat self-awareness as the same thing. 2, recognize that you are going to need to shake things up in order to build self-awareness for yourself. This is part of the joy of ADHD. So if you want to set alarms to go off at random intervals to check in on what you're feeling emotionally, great. Do that for a week, but only for a week, because after that, you're just gonna start ignoring it. You wanna track your activities so that you know what you're doing throughout the day? Fantastic. Do that for a week, maybe 2 at most, but don't go beyond that, because once again, it's only going to become something that becomes a burden that you now get to beat yourself up for not having done. Journal consistently for a week. And most importantly, cut yourself some slack if and when you miss one of these. Number 3, set up some external accountability. Get a coach, get a mentor, get a group that you check in with regularly. Get an app if you want to, but get something outside of yourself that asks you to check in and that creates some accountability. Maybe it does that through gamifying your check-ins, or it just does that by actually having people who are expecting you to be responsive, to show up for your check-ins. Most importantly, keep in mind, you don't need to be cured from your ADHD. This isn't a disease. There's nothing wrong with you. You just need to be aware so you can work with yourself. Now, sometimes that may come down to being aware of realizing you need medication and you need to get with a doctor. And if that's you, then go for it. Don't let anyone try and tell you that, oh, well, that's a failing on your part, because that's kind of the perspective society has when it comes to medication and the brain at this point, and it's just not true. If you feel you need a little bit of extra help, get with a doctor. The number of people that I've spoken with that have said, I can't believe how different the world is once I got on the right medication, is phenomenal. So if you're feeling like that's you, go for it. But whether you decide to get on medication or not, do yourself a favor and start working on building self-awareness, because it will be one of the greatest tools that you have. And recognize it's not going to be an overnight process. It's not going to be an overnight thing. It is going to take some time, but it is 100% going to be worth it.